It was the first week of the month, the same week her check always arrived, and a 68-year-old woman in Florida opened her bank statement to find her Social Security deposit was smaller than the month before, not by a little, by enough to notice. She hadn't changed anything, she hadn't done anything wrong, but a quiet Medicare change had just reached into her monthly payment and taken a bigger bite. And millions of seniors are about to feel the exact same thing in 2026 without understanding why. Stick with me for the next few minutes because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's changing with Medicare this year, which change could quietly cost you your coverage, and the simple steps that protect your benefits and your budget before it's too late. Before we get into it, do me one favor, subscribe and turn on the bell. This is exactly the kind of change that doesn't make the evening news, but it hits your wallet every single month. Let me keep you ahead of it. There are 3 Medicare changes landing in 2026. Each one affects your money or your coverage. And change number 2 is the one almost nobody is warning you about clearly, because it can drop the doctor you've seen for years without you even knowing until you're sitting in the waiting room. Let's start with the one you'll feel first, in your bank account. Change number 1, the Medicare Part B premium just jumped, and it's the biggest increase in years. For 2026, the standard Part B premium rises from $185 a month to $202.90. That's an increase of nearly 10%. For most seniors, that comes straight out of your Social Security deposit before you ever see it. That's where the Florida woman's missing money went. Her Social Security got its cost of living raise, but the higher Medicare premium quietly ate a big piece of it. On paper, she got a raise. In her bank account, she got less. And it's not just the premium. The Part B deductible, the amount you pay out of pocket before Medicare starts covering, also went up from $257 to $283. Now here's the part most people miss. If your income is above a certain line, you pay even more. It's called IRMA, an income-related surcharge. For 2026, it kicks in above $109,000 for a single person or $218,000 for a couple. And here's the trap. It's based on your tax return from 2 years ago. A one-time bump in income back then, selling a home, cashing in an investment, can raise your Medicare premium today, and most people never see it coming. So before we go to change number 2, ask yourself, did your Social Security raise this year actually land in your account, or did it quietly disappear into a higher premium? Hold that thought, because change number 2 doesn't cost you money directly. It costs you something that can be even harder to replace. Change number 2 is the one I made this whole video for because it's the most dangerous and the quietest. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, that's the private alternative to original Medicare that millions of seniors use, listen very carefully. Here's what almost nobody tells you. Your plan can keep the exact same name, the exact same monthly price, and still change what it covers underneath. The doctors in its network, the hospitals, the extra perks like dental, vision, transportation, or grocery allowances, all of that can change for 2026, even when the plan looks identical on the surface. Picture a man named Robert, 73, retired, been seeing the same primary doctor for 9 years. His plan name didn't change, his premium didn't change, so he didn't think twice. Then in January, he went in for a routine visit and learned his doctor was no longer in his network. The plan had quietly dropped them. Robert now faces paying out of pocket or starting over with a stranger. That's the trap. Seniors assume that if the name and price are the same, nothing changed, but the coverage underneath can shift every single year. And the only way to catch it is to check your plan's provider list and benefits before you settle back in for the year. There's a second piece to this, and it's brand new for 2026. Medicare started a prior authorization pilot in 6 states: Arizona, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas, and Washington. If you're in one of those states, certain services and equipment under original Medicare now need advance approval before Medicare will cover them. Prior authorization used to be mostly a Medicare Advantage problem. Now it's reaching original Medicare too, in those 6 states, as a 6-year test. What does that mean for you in plain English? A treatment your doctor orders could be delayed while it waits for approval. And if you didn't know the rule existed, that delay can catch you at the worst possible moment. Now, there's actually good news buried in here, and I want you to know about it because it can save your coverage. If you picked a Medicare Advantage plan based on a provider directory that turned out to be wrong, your doctor was listed as in-network but actually isn't, Medicare now gives you a special 3-month window to switch plans. Most people have no idea this protection exists. Write that down. So that's 2 changes. Your premium went up, and your coverage may have quietly shifted under you. But change number 3 is the one that's costing seniors the most money of all, and it's money you're leaving on the table without knowing it.
Change number 3 is about your prescriptions, and this is where it gets interesting because it's part warning and part gift. First, the warning. For 2026, the Part D drug plan deductible, what you pay before your drug coverage kicks in, rose to a maximum of $615, up from $590. But now the good news, and it's real. There's now a hard cap on what you can spend out of pocket on covered prescriptions in a year, $2,100. Once you hit it, your plan pays 100% for the rest of the year. For seniors with serious conditions and expensive medications, that cap is life-changing. The old days of paying $8,000 or more a year for drugs are gone. And here's the part most seniors completely miss, the money being left on the table. If your income is limited, there are 2 programs that can cut these costs dramatically. The first is called Extra Help for prescription drugs. It can save qualifying seniors up to $5,500 a year. The second is called a Medicare Savings Program, which can actually pay your Part B premium for you, that whole $202 a month. Now listen to this number. 1 in 4 seniors who qualify for these programs are not enrolled simply because they don't know they qualify. That could be you or someone you love, leaving thousands of dollars unclaimed every year. The income limit is higher than most people think, roughly $18,600 a year for a single person, and many states allow more. So let's turn all of this into a simple plan. Here's your Medicare Protection Checklist for 2026. Step 1. Check your bank statement. Confirm whether your Social Security raise actually reached you or got eaten by the higher Part B premium. Know your real number. Step 2. If you're on Medicare Advantage, call your plan or check online and confirm your doctors and hospitals are still in network for this year, even if the plan name and price didn't change. Do this before you need care, not after. Step 3. If you live in Arizona, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas, or Washington, ask your doctor's office whether any upcoming service needs prior authorization so nothing gets delayed. Step 4. Check if you qualify for Extra Help or a Medicare Savings Program. Go to the official site, medicare.gov, or call 1-800-MEDICARE. Don't leave thousands of dollars unclaimed. Step 5. If a plan choice was based on wrong directory information, use your 3-month special enrollment window to switch. Quick recap. Change 1. Your Part B premium jumped to $202.90 and IRMA can push it higher. Change 2. Your Medicare Advantage coverage can shift silently and prior authorization is expanding. Change 3. Drug costs are capped at $2,100, but only if you claim the help you qualify for. None of this requires you to become an expert. It just requires you to check before the year settles in around you. Do me a favor. Share this with someone you love who's on Medicare. It could save them thousands. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.